Denver Nuggets have their season debut on the road. Have to take the L, unfortunately, in that one. Steph Curry, game tying 3-pointer late in the fourth to send it to OT. Finished the game with 42 points. And the Golden State Warriors look like a team that's about to make a championship run. Now, they got some squads they got to go through. So, can't pencil that in after one game. But if there was one overreaction that I have from this game early on, is that the Golden State Warriors look poised to try to make another title run. And the reason why it's so important to say that is because, this is a team that people were really questioning coming in to the year, given a lot of the drama of the summer. The first one being the issues with trying to re-sign Jonathan Kuminga, to sign or not to sign, right? And then eventually being able to avoid him signing the qualifying offer, still getting him a lucrative enough deal that you can use both as a way to keep him on the roster for a few more seasons. It will be this season, next season, and then I believe there's like a team option as the last year. But also potentially use him as a trade chip because the salary's so high. But because of the Jonathan Kuminga issue, they had a bit of an issue building out their depth through the offseason because they had to wait for the Jonathan Kuminga ball to fall first before they could start signing guys to the roster. But then they finally get that cleaned up. They bring in Al Horford. They bring back Gary Payton. Excuse me. And I believe it was DeAnthony Melton as well was the other guy they were able to bring in. But that's neither here nor there. This team just looks battle tested already. This team looks like they're gonna be able to close games. Steph Curry bouncing back from only having 18 against the Lakers, 42.6 rebounds, 42.6 rebounds, 7 assists. Got to the free throw line 8 times, knocked them all down. Knocked down 50% of his threes, 6 of 12 from beyond the arc. Good luck, Jimmy Butler. Apparently, he has some kind of mini bet that he's going to have a better 3-point percentage than Steph Curry this year. Well, they both shot 50% in this game, but it was definitely on different volume. So we'll see how that goes. Jimmy Butler finished the game with 21 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists of his own. Got to the free throw line 8 times on his own. That's special. And that's special because their ability to close games is going to be hinged on two things. One, Jimmy Butler's consistency and engagement in the game as an offensive initiator on a night-to-night basis. Timid Jimmy is not going to get it done if this team wants to be a championship contender, right? Everybody knows Jimmy Butler has this weird persona about himself during the regular season where he tries to become like a Steve Nash, Rajon Rondo kind of point guard or something. Like for some reason, he's so passive as an offensive generator during the regular season where he makes it seem like he's not one of the best shot generators at the small forward position in the NBA. He is somebody that in isolation situations, one-on-one situations, and even one-on-one opportunities, and even as a slasher and backdoor cutter, he is one of the better off-ball players in the NBA just as much as he is an on-ball player. And he just doesn't utilize it so much. So seeing situations like this game where he got big buckets for them, especially in that third quarter, that's huge. The number two thing is this team's ability to get to the free throw line. See, before Jimmy Butler came to the Golden State Warriors last season, they were one of the worst teams in getting to the free throw line as a squad. And as soon as Jimmy Butler got there, like within 3 to 4 days, basically, because I think they played like 2 games in like a 4-day time frame. But basically within like 3 to 4 days and within the first month of Jimmy Butler being on the squad last year, they like skyrocketed to like a top 10 team in free throw attempts per game. And for a team that does not have a ton of offensive shot creation on the roster, and I like Jonathan Kuminga, but he's still kind of learning. He has, splashes of where his athleticism is such a benefit for them, but he's not somebody you can like play through, right? They only have 2 guys you can genuinely play offense through, and that's Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. I don't think you can like have Pods be a lead initiator. And Buddy Hield is a catch and shoot threat. He's not somebody you're like gonna be asking to have like real on ball repetition with. He's somebody that you want to see coming off of back screens, coming off of down screens, flying to the corners, hands up, get ready to fire. And he got 7 3-point attempts up in this game. So he only hit one, but his whole game is volume 3-point shooting. So they only have two guys who could really initiate offense. So how do you simplify an offense for a team that doesn't have too much shot creation on the perimeter outside of two guys? It's slowing the game down by getting to the free throw line. The fact that those two guys combined for 16 free throws, and to put it into perspective, the team shot 25 free throw attempts as a team, and they got 16 from those two alone. And usually Steph Curry, he averages usually about 4 free throw attempts per game. So this was actually a step up for him, getting to 8. Steph, I think Kenny Beecham, he said this on one of his YouTube videos before, that Steph Curry is like one of the only superstars that like does not get to the free throw line. He needs to, he needs to, and he should. Because he's a 90+% free throw shooter, and it's something that adds to his game, where that's easily another 5-6 points a night from him getting to the free throw line if he just played more downhill. We know how dangerous he is as a 3-point shooter, how he can dance on folks and make them look silly on the perimeter trying to guard him, and especially trying to chase him all around the half court off of screens and everything. But like his ability to get to the basket, finish through contact, and get to the free throw line, like he's one of the most elite floater finishers in NBA history, and maybe that's part of the reason why he doesn't get a ton of contact, is because he's always finishing his shots in more of almost like a mid-range shot, because of where he can take off from dang near the free throw line and hit those nice little floaters that he knocks down every year. But the Golden State Warriors look like a team that understands they have a very small window. Obviously, they have this year and next year as their only real championship contending window left, given the fact that that's what the timeline for Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green is. Because even if those guys were to get re-signed after their contracts all end in the same year, do we really think that they're still going to be championship contenders 2 years from now? Like Draymond Green said something the other day where he was like, I feel like I can play 4 to 5 more years. And he had himself a good game. Don't get me wrong. 13 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, hit a pair of threes, looked solid defensively against Jokic in this game. Like, sure, in your mind, do what you got to do. 4 to 5 years is a lot for his advanced age already. And also, there's a difference between saying you can play 4 to 5 more years and saying that you can play 4 to 5 more championship caliber seasons. So they know that this window is very short. And I think they can tell because they're playing with a certain level of urgency. They look good being able to close games. Through the first two games against the Lakers and the Nuggets, they just, when it came to closing these games, they just looked much better. And they looked much more fluid. And this might be a bold claim. I don't know if it is just yet, because this guy is just that special as it is. But I think Steph Curry is going to reemerge as an MVP candidate this year. I know that feels a little, hyperbolic to say, knowing he scored 42 after scoring only 18 in that first game. But I also kind of think that he's going to have to be MVP caliber if we're going to be talking about this team as like a championship contender, and not just like a team that could be, dangerous in the Western Conference. Like, it's one thing to be viewed as like the, oh man, I wouldn't want to face them in the first round kind of team. And that's what Golden State kind of is, coming into the season. But I think they're going to, if Steph Curry looks like an MVP, like how he looked in this game against Denver, they go from being the team you don't want to see in the first round to like the team that you might end up having to worry about going through to win the championship if you're somebody like Oklahoma City. So high praise for Golden State. Just quick thoughts on Denver. I'll do something a little bit more deep dive on them after I see them play one more game, because I have some thoughts, but There's something in particular about Denver that I want to see, and I need one more game or one or two more games to really kind of hone in on it. But Aaron Gordon, 50 ball, 17 of 21 from the field. Nikola Jokic, you sold my parlay. That's all I'm going to say, bro. 21, 13, and 10. I needed you to knock down three threes. You took 13 3-point attempts and hit two. Come on, man. That one hurt. That one hurt. And Jamal Murray, 25 points, 10 assists. I think the biggest thing for me is just the fact that this team, we'll see. We'll, we'll see. The long and short of what I want to say about the Denver Nuggets is that this is a team that I think they're gonna have to work out the kinks of figuring out themselves offensively. Um, because this is a team that kind of already looks like they've leaned more towards a more offensive centric lineup just from their starting five alone. The only like plus defender in the starting lineup probably is Christian Brown, and to a lesser degree Aaron Gordon. No disrespect to Cam Johnson, but he's more of your 3 and D wing. That's more of the three than he is the D in that sense. Pause if that's necessary. And that three ball was not landing for him last night. Six 3-point attempts out of his 8 shots. 6 of them were threes. Only hit one of them. Maybe just got the jitters. Game one in a new uniform on the road against a Golden State Warriors team that's riding high and has all of you know Oracle Arena or whatever kind of like you know barreling down on you. So maybe that had a lot to do with it. But yeah, I'm gonna deep dive on Denver in a completely different episode. I want to see them in one or two more games, but I'm focusing heavily on Cam Johnson's um initiation into Denver Nuggets basketball playing next to Nikola Jokic. So I want to watch a little bit more film. I specifically want to watch those 3-point attempt possessions and get a feel for how he's getting his shot creation for the Nuggets. And I think after one or two more games, seeing how he plays next to Jokic and seeing what the production from that is, I'll be able to give you a better explanation of how I feel about what Cam Johnson is for this team. But I don't have a ton of takeaways from the Denver Nuggets just yet. Like I said, on the road, first game of the season, you're playing the Golden State Warriors, who have one of the best home court advantages in the NBA, regular season, postseason, NBA Finals, all of it, right? And you get what's that? 96 points from three starters. 96 points out of 131 scored. And again, Aaron Gordon played absolutely out of his mind. So if he plays any worse than only missing 4 shots, and he shot 10 of 11 from three, like Aaron Gordon played absolutely out of his mind. So it's like I don't even know what to pull from this game to a certain extent, because it's like if Cam Johnson did that, I'd be like, okay, he's fitting into the offense automatically. The catch and shoot threes are translating out the gate. No. But it was Aaron Gordon, and he is a better 3-point shooter. He hasn't been an improved 3-point shooter since joining the Denver Nuggets. But I mean, he just played absolutely out of his body, and I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to take from that, to be honest. Triple double machine. Jamal Murray, solid outing. Cool. So, like I said, I'll talk about the Denver Nuggets a little bit deeper on a different episode after I've seen them play a game or two more. But for right now, man, what a game. What a game, and shout out to Aaron Gordon.